Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Okay, guys, how are you? Welcome to Divine Essentials. So this channel is going to be a collective of many different things. I have trance channeling here. I have the readings here. I am a channel with the emissaries of light, so I connect to the Pleiadians mostly, but I do connect with other star beings, angels, archangels, ascended masters. But mostly it is the Pleiadians. I had my awakening a while ago, and so I've decided that to start this second channel, I do have a channel under Bridget Rao for Twin Flames, but I am a healer and a reader and a channel for the divine, so I didn't want to limit myself to just that. You know, that channel used to be a whole mix of things, but then, Twin Flame stuff kind of just took it over. So this is going to be a channel for all different types of stuff. I do plan on making videos in regards to like how we can manifest things, about healing, different types of crystals, oils, our past lives, star seeds, different ways to channel the divine, and maybe your dark nights of the soul, how to do telepathic communication, the RH negative factors, downloads, upgrades, all that shit. So if there's something in particular that you would like to see in a future video, please comment down below. I do try to get people's questions answered. I do plan to do a Pleiadian channeling soon, a trance channeling, to answer the questions that have come in since the last one I've done. So if you're waiting on that, know that I'm just trying to collect a good enough list of questions to put together a decent sized video, because I don't like to do it just like like a little 5-minute to answer question. I like to get questions that are going to help the collective, not just individuals. So try to ask questions that could be answered by, that could be, their answers could help other people, not just yourself. And with all that being said, we're going to tune in for the air signs for March, but I do intend my readings are timeless. And so, if you tune into this reading and it's not in the month of March, don't worry about it. I feel like the divine guided you there for a reason. So trust the divine and trust what messages are needed for you at that time are going to be delivered. And if not, you can maybe come back at another time or check another part of your signs or just go to another reader. All right, so air signs. For the month of March, or whenever you're tuning into this, you've got the Empress, you've got challenging times, which is the 5 of Wands, and then you've got the Control card and the Listen card. The Listen card is actually the High Priestess. So I find it interesting that you've got the Empress and the High Priestess. That is a lot of feminine energy. So you could be tuning in more to your feminine energy and listening to what it is that your intuition has been guiding you to do. And the Control card is actually the Strength card. And for me, this is like Lyran energy, because it's all about manifesting in abundance and things like that. But you really could be finding that inner strength to listen to your intuition. The High Priestess is silent. She doesn't always talk a lot. She listens and she learns and she just knows. Like, she just has that air of knowing about her. And so through that inner knowing, she's finding her strength to take control back of her life, to overcome some challenging times. And this is the Wands energy. So this is your energy. This is connected to how your energy is being impacted in the world. So I really feel like, maybe recently or in the past, maybe even currently, you've been going through some energetic challenges. You probably have, been experiencing. We had a really intense full moon not too long ago. We just came to the end of a 9-year cycle with a lot of ancestral stuff tucked into it. We have a lot of things coming up to the surface that you could energetically be feeling, and it's a lot to process. So this stuff could still be happening now, or you could just be coming through it, but it feels like as we move into March, that's going to change. 5 is the vibration of change. So these challenging times are changing. And it feels like you're making the decision to honor yourself, to nurture yourself, to practice self-love, to realize that you are the creator of your reality and that you are this beautiful Empress energy. The Empress is an embodiment of all the queens. So she's somebody that speaks her truth. She's somebody that is creative. She gives birth to things. She doesn't hold herself back. She doesn't allow other people outside of her to take her off of her path. And whether you're a man or a woman, you can really tune into this beautiful feminine energy that is presenting here with the Empress and the High Priestess. It feels like you are practicing that self-care. You are listening to what the divine has to say, and you're taking back the control and finding that inner strength to look at things through a new, fresh, healthy set of eyes, and you're making a dedicated effort within the material world. This is the Eight of Pentacles. You're being creative. You're working on something to bring to fruition into this world. And 8-8 is all about manifesting abundance. So I really feel like those challenging times within your energy field, you're taking back that effort, and you're taking back that control, and you're listening to yourself, and you're nurturing yourself so that you can change things. And we have giving and receiving, which is the Six of Pentacles, which is all about balance. Typically there's like the scales here. And so it's like you're taking back that energy in your life, and you're actually getting into a place of balance. You're no longer just going to give things away for free. You're no longer going to allow yourself to just feel alone and isolated, depleted. Usually, with empaths and lightworkers and starseeds, that typically, what this channel has been aimed at, because that is what I am. We can give, and forget to receive. And we can give at like a reduced price or a reduced rate. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. But it feels like the time of that is again changing, and you're going to be finding this balance in your life. You're no longer just going to give everything away for free. And this energy here, again, number 5, is changing this isolation, because what happens when you give and you get depleted, you end up isolating yourself away, because you're like, fuck that, I don't want to be with anybody, because they're just taking and taking. But it feels like that's going to change as you move into March. So if you had somebody in your life that was just making you feel alone, or if you were just having tons of people in your life that were taking and they weren't giving, it really feels like that vibration is changing. And it's because you're taking back control, and you're listening to that intuition, and you're doing the things that you need to do to overcome these challenges, to change these challenges, to nurture yourself, and to take back and find that strength to listen and make that dedicated effort to healing and transforming what isn't working in your reality. And then we have the sacral chakra. So again, this is very much connected to your relationships. The sacral chakra is, like that sexual energy center, but this is where all of our relationship energy is. And so, if you're giving to people and you're not receiving, your energy can get very out of whack and imbalanced. You become emotional, and, you may want to isolate yourself away. So again, it feels like as you go into this next time, this, whatever's happening in your life, as you're starting to shift out of this, and you're starting to embrace your energies, and you're finding the interconnectedness of all things. You're moving into a new phase. This is like the World card. We go into a new phase, and we have to have an ending of an old phase to have a new one. So it's like, but it's a circular thing. It's something that we continuously do. But I really feel that you're taking on this new vibration as you go into this, next month or this current time. You're really going to be balancing out the relationships in your world. And it probably is going to start with the relationship with yourself, making a dedicated effort to take that balance into account, and to not just give yourself away or your power away to other people, and to start confronting the shadow aspects inside of yourself, and figuring out where these things came from. Where did this darkness come from? Where did these, energies happen? Like you're starting to listen, you're starting to look from a higher perspective, and you're realizing like all of the challenges, all the times that you had to feel alone, all of those things that weren't so great, you're confronting it, you're looking at it, you're understanding it, you're exploring it, you're nurturing it, and you're finding the strength within it to overcome it, because you don't know the light without the dark. You can't shift without going through the bullshit. In order to shift, we have to go through shit, and sometimes it sucks when you're in it, but I feel like you're coming out of it, and your relationship with yourself is like the first thing on your list, and then that ripples out into the relationships with everybody. And I see this flower here. It's like that, there's that ever expanding energy. It's just going to continuously to ripple out. And even here, her intuition is rippling out, and you're blossoming, you're growing, you're expanding. All of this energy is just continuously going and going and going. So you really are doing the work, and you're seeking out the truth. So it could be also that in the past, maybe you were getting caught up in the illusions around you. Maybe there was too many options in your life. Maybe there was just too many people in your life taking from you, wanting from you. But now you're like, nope, I am going to seek the truth. I'm going to confront the darkness. It's like I'm going to open up this veil, or these curtains that I had pulled down so that I couldn't see these things, and I'm going to see them. Third eye chakra. This is all about opening up and trusting your intuition, seeing from that new perspective, and no longer hiding from the truth. So it seems like this is big this month anyways, because some of these messages are similar to what I just had in the other reading. But it really does feel like these people are opening up to the divine, listening to their intuition, having probably a lot of downloads that are going to assist them in healing. This is the star card. So your wishes, the things that you've been trying to manifest, they're going to come true this month. Like you're going to, or you're going to start, ascending up, reaching out to get to those wishes to be manifested. You're making the action steps in the material world that are needed to have these things happen. Let's see what else you got. Helpless and hopeless. Okay. So I really do feel like, again, you were feeling helpless. You're feeling hopeless. Like, even look at the energy of this. But, this is like, sometimes we see this with the pedestal, or somebody dumping things out. I feel like in the past, what was going on is that, people in your life were making you feel that way. And it was like you had nobody to reach out to, and everybody was reaching out to you and getting your help and getting your energy, and taking what they needed, and leaving you feeling depleted, leaving you feeling helpless and hopeless, and an infinite energy of it, because every time you dealt with somebody, they just kept taking and taking and taking. And it feels like that's currently happening too for many of you. So for some of you, you probably already have broken through these chains. And I feel like for some of you, you're getting there, okay? Like, you're changing your focus. Number 5. Things are really changing for you. So you're either in the midst of these changes, or these changes are coming. But you're no longer going to... Because, like, being helpless and hopeless... no matter what people are doing around us, we have to take responsibility for it. Sadness and isolation. We have to realize that at some point, if the people in our lives aren't good to us, it's a reflection of us. We're not being good to ourselves, so they're not being good to us. Everything that we do, everything that we focus on, everything that we believe and think about ourselves manifests in the material world around us, with our friendships, with our romantic relationships, with ourselves. Everything that we feel inside ripples out around us, and that's what we continue to see. And so if you were isolated away, if you were feeling helpless and hopeless, I really feel like this energy is changing, but it's because you're changing your focus. So you either had this realization that, yep, people can suck, and people can take, and people can do this, but I have to change my focus. I have to stop allowing it. I have to make the dedicated effort in my life to rise up out of it, and to stop allowing these things to happen. You got to take control back, and know that you deserve that. And so it really feels like this relationship with yourself is expanding, and you're letting go of the things that just weren't helping you, or showing you growth. You're manifesting like the magician. You're going to transmute the darkness into the light. You're going to start focusing on the positive things, because even when you're helpless and hopeless, it's just because you're feeling that way. You're focusing on it. You're thinking that. You're isolating yourself away, and you're feeling sad, and you're like, ugh. And so it's easy to stay stuck there. But if that's what's happening, you got to reach out of there. You got to embrace where you're at and then say, okay, this is the end of this phase. Now I'm going to reach out of here and I'm going to start focusing on, the things that I've wanted to manifest into my life. Funny, I didn't see the manifest. Things I wanted to manifest into my life, I have to just start transmuting them. Nobody's just going to come in and give me these things. And so you're communicating more with your higher self. You're trusting the visions that you're receiving. You're trusting the synchronicity and the messages that you're getting. And you're healing this relationship to the way that you're thinking. And now you're ready to face that truth and face that darkness that, a lot of this has been self-created. A lot of this has been manifested because of the way I was perceiving myself or because of the way that, I was giving my power away to others. And so through that, you start transmuting and you start blossoming. You start listening more instead of talking, instead of, just actively thinking all the time. You're making this dedicated effort to actually changing these things and listening to this higher awareness that you probably knew all along, but because you were in a lower vibration, you were like, and I felt like that last month too, and it's like a roller coaster sometimes with all these downloads and these shiftings and all of these things, but at some point we got to say, all right, let me find that strength to know that, most of this is because I haven't been nurturing myself. Most of this is because I was afraid to confront the darkness. I was afraid to confront the shadow, because the shadow is holding that inner child. It's holding that part of yourself that was told things as a child, or passed things passed down as an ancestor. And really, the cycle that we're ending right now is a big one. Things are changing and bringing up challenges, making you feel like alone and isolated, because it's like you don't maybe think anybody else is going through this or will understand it. And so you start feeling hopeless and you're like, I don't know. And it's really like, no, we got to wait. We got to get ourselves back into this place of balance and start nurturing ourselves, because then the people who start showing up, when we find that strength to nurture ourselves and we confront that darkness and we start, healing that inner child and talking to that inner child, taking out those false beliefs that you're not good enough or that you don't deserve enough, or that, things are always going to be this way, or we're never going to have money, or we're never going to have, happiness. We're never going to have a good relationship. All people are this, or all people like that or that, all these categories that have been passed down through generation after generation. You're confronting it and you're balancing it out. And because of that, the people who start showing up in your life are going to mirror that. And so that dedicated effort, that listening, that blossoming is really going to assist you in breaking free and manifesting those things that you've been wishing for in regards to all areas. It's not just one. It's like you're going to start understanding more. You're just going to know things. You're going to be able to see things. You're going to be able to take action on things. You're going to be able to heal that relationship with yourself and the relationship with others just by changing how you're viewing yourself and how you view the world around you. And then you can reach out from that new vibration and embrace that new vibration that's coming in and get into that chariot and move into this vibration of love. So let's see if there's any. Yes, we got detached. So for some of you, I do feel like you've already taken that next step. This is the Justice card. It's like you haven't given up hope. You know that you need to detach from that old way of thinking. 11 is about like that reminder to pay attention to your thoughts. It's an awakening number. And so when you start seeing 1111 all the time, it can be telling you that, hey, wake up. You got something inside of your head that you need to shift, and you need to get out of this isolation and this cold energy, this winter energy, and start manifesting this new vibration, this new vitality. This is the Wands energy. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning energetically, opening up your heart, and then allowing yourself to grow into somebody that you knew that you could be, that maybe you doubted it at times, or maybe it's somebody that you have been in the past, but you didn't always allow yourself to go there. You didn't always trust yourself, but now you're facing those dark fears. You're working with your chakras for sure, because this is your base chakra. This is your basic needs and your survival. And sometimes, things start manifesting. Our darkest fears are manifested there because a lot of people are afraid of like losing things in the material world. because we're 3D beings, because we're physical. So if somebody passes away, or if you think you're going to lose your house, or you're going to not make enough money, those things really ripple up and they impact all the other chakras, and then they make you feel like this, and then everything's just this downward spiral, and you start giving your power away, and things that you wanted to manifest get put on the back burner. And so you really have to change that focus out of there. But again, this is 9, so it's endings and new beginnings. You're changing, you're reaching out, and you're opening your heart. You're going to be like the fool and take that leap of faith into the universe, trusting that things are going to work out. And it's time for you to just breathe and relax and know that this is all going to manifest out. You know, it's all going to shift. It's all going to help you in the end. There's no reason to stay in a place of anything that doesn't feel good. It's time to find that balance and to no longer juggle your value and your worth, and to step into that power. And, you may even manifest, love within yourself, or love within a relationship, or you may attract love into your life. This is the energy of the Lovers, but again, this is the energy of decision. So I feel like basically what they're saying is, through this decision to love yourself, the people and the things that come into your reality are going to be those well-deserved rewards that you have been working on, because you made that active decision to grow and to face things that you did have power over. You just maybe gave it away a few times. So I hope that this assists you. It sounds like March it's probably going to be a better month than the last, because there's some big shifting going on, and it feels like the energy is going to rise up for you. I hope it does. I hope things work out well for you. If you like the reading, you can hit like. If you don't, you can hit dislike. Either way, it will help me out to find other people who may resonate with the message. If you'd like to donate, there is a donate link down below for the PayPal. And then if you'd like to donate a deck, there's an Amazon wishlist down below. And if you'd like a private reading, I'm on a 2-week wait, but all of that information is down below. You can go ahead and read that before you email me, so that you don't have to ask a bunch of questions that could be answered right down there. And I will be answering emails tomorrow. Okay, so I hope that you have a beautiful month, air signs, in MUNAY. Namaste.